My fellow Americans, there has been an alarming push in the United States to accept, promote, and even celebrate abortion on demand through all stages of pregnancy. In the last few years, we heard a U.S. governor endorse infanticide, we saw major tech companies censor pro-life organizations, and we learned that U.S. abortion providers are selling dismembered baby parts for profit. In 2019, New York, Maine, Vermont, and Illinois enacted laws that expanded abortion rights through all 9 months of pregnancy and allows physician assistants and nurse practitioners to perform abortions. I stand before you today not to push an agenda of fear, but to explain the urgency and importance of why we must join together to end the assault on the sanctity of human life. The United States was founded on the idea that all men are created equal and endowed with inalienable rights. And among those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The one right that all other rights are built on is the right to life. If we don't have life, no other rights matter. The science is clear. Human life begins at conception. It is at this moment a human is created. And it is at this moment that new human is endowed with human rights. Abortion on demand at any stage of pregnancy deprives this human of his or her right to life. This treacherous act has snuffed out the lives of over 60 million children on our American soil, now stained red. This is the greatest human rights violation of our time, of our nation, and of the world. The United States of America made a grave and terrible mistake on that day in 1973, when we, as a nation, decided it was acceptable to deprive life to preborn sons and daughters. We have paid a steep price in dehumanizing children in the womb, and we have killed off an entire generation of people, American people, all in the name of convenience and so-called women's rights. Abortion providers like Planned Parenthood have convinced mothers in unplanned pregnancies that their unborn sons and daughters are merely clumps of cells and pregnancy tissue. Blacks and minorities are among the greatest populations to receive abortions, fulfilling the dreams of Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger, a racist and eugenicist. After killing their victims, abortion providers have made a profit on selling baby body parts. Abortion is an avenue through which others prey upon women through human rights violations. Rapists and sex traffickers use abortion to discard the child and get rid of the evidence of their crimes in order to continue exploiting and abusing women. While the atrocities of abortion are evident, the United States is resilient, and good men and women are taking a stand. While New York and other states have gone extreme on abortion, it's not all doom and gloom. Many other states have moved to protect life in the womb. The first heartbeat bill in the U.S. was enacted by North Dakota in 2013. The second heartbeat bill came in Iowa 5 years later in 2018. In 2019, 7 states enacted heartbeat bills: Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Ohio. Kentucky also banned abortions on the basis of race or sex. And Arkansas enacted a trigger law that will ban abortion completely when Roe v. Wade is overturned. In the first 3 months of 2019 alone, over 300 abortion restrictions were introduced in state legislatures across the country. Life is winning in America. The world is watching. America is a world leader, and many nations look up to our example. As the United States of America embraces the sanctity of human life, so will the world embrace the sanctity of human life. That is why we are calling all political parties to adopt a strong pro-life platform immediately. It's time to take a stand for preborn sons and daughters and call for an end to abortion. We must defund all abortion providers. We must abolish the selling of aborted baby parts. and we must overturn Roe v. Wade. After those things are accomplished, we must adopt personhood amendments to the U.S. Constitution and to the state constitutions of all 50 states. And it's time for men to take the lead. For far too long, the pro-abortion culture has successfully silenced men on abortion. Using slogans like "my body, my choice" and "no uterus, no opinion," they've convinced men that they have no right to voice any objection to the wholesale slaughter of children in the womb. This is nonsense. Nowhere else do we say that only certain people can be concerned with human rights violations. In 1867, English philosopher John Stuart Mill said, "Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing." Good men of America, how much longer will you look on and do nothing? It's time for good men of America to be a voice for preborn sons and daughters. It's time for good men of America to protect the innocent and defend the weak. It's time that good men of America are no longer silent.